Don't you remember the island? And what we had to do to earn these powers?
90 years. 90 years, and what do we have to show for it?
We've made a difference, Shell.
Did you know the comics and Mark Millar's world? And if so, what was your first reaction when you were told that you were going to be part of this great universe, and when you first read the script?
No, I was not familiar with the comics. I was familiar with the projects that Mark Millar has done, such as Wanted and the Kingsman franchise and Kick-Ass and those things. I didn't know this comic book. I'm really not a comic reader, which is actually interesting because after I read the comics, I was really into comics. I went out and bought X-Men comics because I was like, I like reading comics, and I didn't even know. But I had not read the comics until after I received the first script, and I actually sent in a tape. I sent the tape to Stephen DeKnight, and I did what I thought George was off the page, and sort of a bit of a combination of a Tony Stark and a Captain Jack Sparrow and a little Paul Newman, and I kind of just did that. And then he called me in, and I don't know if you guys know, but the process for a streaming show like Netflix is so much different than traditionally with network television, where depending on your first audition, or if it's not an offered role, you'll go to a casting director, and then a producer, and then a studio, and then a network. And anyway, none of that stuff really happens. I sent the tape to Steven, and they called me into the office, and I'm pretty sure they had already cast me, and I didn't even know it at that point, because I went to meet with him. I think he just wanted to meet with me to know that I wasn't like insane or something. And I went in, and he kind of pitched the whole show to me as if he was hoping to get me on board. It felt very awkward because I'm like, I'm hoping to get on board. I feel like I should be pitching myself to you, but I suppose by that point he'd already seen my tape and loved what I could bring to the role. And so he was kind of pitching me the whole show. And I was actually asking about the importance of George and the importance of Skyfox. I had not read the comics yet at that point, because this all happened very quickly. I hadn't had a chance. And he was like, no, he's a main player. Like he's a guy. He's the greatest villain. And so after I read the comics, obviously I was very excited. And I just left that meeting saying, hey, this all sounds incredible. You guys seem like you're setting something up here that could run for years and could be just have a huge following, and being the breakout first project with Miller World. I think it's Miller World and DC and Marvel from here on out. And I think we're the first show out of the gate in this universe, and it's exciting to be a part of that. It's exciting to be bringing a superhero on screen. It's exciting to be bringing a superhero on screen that we've never seen before, that most of us have never met these people before. I think that's cool. So I just said, hey, I'd love to be a part of this thing if you guys want to go my direction. And then I got the call like basically right when I left the office, and they just said, yeah, we want to get you on board, and we need you to go do a body scan like tomorrow to get the suit built. So it was a very quick process here. Yes, I had not read the comics when I auditioned, but after I read them, very excited at the possibility of joining this vast, complex world that Mark Millar has created with these storylines and the characters.